Hello everyone. In this session, we want to talk about distributed file system. Distributed file system is a system that we can use for clients and servers. In order to understand the purpose and the use of distributed file system, let us first take a look at our scenario. We have a very large company network with several servers and several clients. On those servers, we have share folders that these clients need to access. We're looking here at a company that has branches in different islands in the Caribbean. Trinidad, Jamaica, Guyana, and several more islands. And their employees are scattered throughout the Caribbean islands. The more servers and the more shares each of these islands have is the more tedious and frustrating for users to really easily locate the resources that they need. Users might be required to remember and locate these numerous shares. They need to know exactly which server a share is on. Even though we can have map drives, it is very difficult to keep track of what shared data is where. Now, the distributed file system gives us a method of keeping track of where those shares are. What it does is it allows us to create what we call a namespace. So in our scenario, we have the main office in Barbados, and we create on that server a namespace. Within this namespace, we have folders. Within the folders, we have what we call target links, which is a link that links us right to the back end of the servers in the other islands. For example, share 1 on the Trinidadian server, we create what we call a target link, and that target link is placed in a folder in the Barbados namespace, which is called sales data namespace. You also have share 1 here, linking to share 1 in Guyana. You have share 2, linking to the backend share here in Trinidad. And we also have share 2, linking to the Guyana share. So what the user will see is one server. Ordinarily, the user would have to connect to the Trinidad server, to the particular share, connect to the Jamaica server, connect to the Guyana server. But when we create links and we place those links in one place, the user is only seeing one server, so that the user will connect to one place in order to get access to those shares. In addition, what if some redundancy was built into the shared folders so that we have multiple copies of share 1 spread across several servers? Like our example, we have a copy of share 1 in Trinidad. We also have a copy of share 1 in Guyana. We have share 2 in Trinidad. We also have share 2 in Guyana. Well, That would mean that if one server fails or one share gets corrupted, we will have a backup copy. And if any copy share could be accessed automatically upon a failure, we would have a seamless support for share structure. So distributed file system gives us the means for making it easy for the user to access the shares if we have an enterprise where we have several servers and several shares. Let's take a look at some of the benefits of distributed file system. First, we have simplified user access. The user is now able to access the shares from one place. You have a hierarchy of folders created on the DFS root, which would be the main DFS server, with links to all the shares on all the different servers within the other Caribbean islands. So instead of the user accessing the share directly from the server in Trinidad, in Barbados, in Guyana, or any other Caribbean island, the user will access that shared folder, which would really be a link to the backend share folder on the main server in Barbados. Then we also have fault tolerance. Fault tolerance provides us with backup. If one server fails, then we have another server with a copy of that share. We also have load balancing, and load balancing can be performed by distributing folder access across several servers. There are two DFS models that we can choose from: the standalone model and the domain-based model. For the standalone model, there is no Active Directory implementation. We will not be running Active Directory. The standalone model can also implement load balancing, but we have to replicate the shares manually. Also, with the standalone model, the DFS root, which would be your main server, your first DFS server, cannot be replicated. DFS is accessed by typing the server name, domain name, and the DFS root name. Now we have the domain-based model, and this model is available only to members of a domain. With this model, we can have fault tolerance by root and link replication and load balancing. DFS is accessed by the domain name, DFS root name. To start the process of creating a DFS structure, we first need to install DFS. So we want to click on Manage, Add Roles and Features. Click Next at the Before You Begin screen. Accept Role-Based by clicking Next. Click Next again on Destination Server. And we want to expand file and storage services. We're also going to expand file and iSCSI services. We're going to scroll down, and we need to select DFS namespace, and we need to select DFS replication. So we're going to click on DFS namespace. We're going to add the features. And let's take a look at the description of DFS namespace. DFS namespaces enables you to group shared folders located on different servers into one or more logical structured namespaces. Each namespace appears to users as a single shared folder with a series of subfolders. However, the underlying structure of the namespace can consist of numerous shared folders located on different servers and in multiple sites. We next want to select DFS replication. And let's look at the description of DFS replication also. DFS replication is a multi-master replication engine that enables you to synchronize folders on multiple servers across the local or wide area network connections. We want to click on Next to continue. On the feature page, we click on Next. And on the Confirm Installation selections, we want to look and see what we selected. On the File and Storage Services and File and iSCSI services, we selected both DFS namespace and DFS replication. And we want to click on Install. Installation has succeeded on the server, and we now have DFS installed. We now need to configure DFS by creating a namespace. Let's close. This is the end of our session. In our next session, we're going to take a look at configuring DFS.